Our lesson tonight is dealing with the subject of hell. Is the devil in charge of hell? Now, we may learn some things tonight that we have not heard before. I would plead with you to base your conclusions on what saith the Bible. Amen? What does the Bible teach on these things? There has been a lot of fable, a lot of fairy tale that has crept into the church regarding what happens to the wicked. What is the punishment of the wicked? When will they burn? Question number 1. How many lost souls are being punished in hell today? The answer comes from 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. The Lord knows how to deliver the godly out of temptations and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. Reserve to be punished. Are they being punished now? No. Nobody's being punished right now. They're reserved. What does reserve mean? If you go to a fancy restaurant, you want to make sure you have seating, you get the number for Taco Bell and you call them up, right? And you say, I'd like to reserve a table. And when they reserve your table, that means they're going to hold it for you until you get there. Well, the wicked are being reserved until the day of judgment for punishment. They're not being punished yet. Before I go on, I ought to tell you that of all the subjects that you hear at this seminar, strange as it might seem, this to me is one of the dearest. You might say, what's the matter with him? Why would hell be a dear subject? Because I went to a lot of different schools growing up. Among the schools I went to were a few parochial schools where I was taught, if you're good, you die, you go to purgatory and or heaven or limbo. If you're bad, you die, you go to hell without passing go, and you just start burning. And then you'll burn and you'll burn and you'll burn. And when you begin burning, then you start burning for real. And you burn some more, and you writhe and blister and shriek and howl in complete pain and anguish. And after 1,000 years of this intense burning goes by, you manage to swim your way to the top of this lake of burning sulfur and brimstone. You poke your head up, and you call to the Almighty, and you say, how long, O Lord? And He pushes you back under and says, you've only just begun. Now, this was my concept of the punishment of the wicked. And my concept of the punishment of the wicked, since God was all-powerful, since He was the supreme judge, I came to the conclusion, God's a sadist. And in my heart of hearts, I hated God. When I learned the Bible truth on what happens to the wicked, it changed my whole concept of God, and I was finally able to love God. Up to that point, I hated God because I thought God was sadistic. And you know where the word sadistic comes from? Satan. Satan is the one who enjoys watching creatures suffer. People who are demon-possessed go out and kill little animals for entertainment. That's his characteristic. The devil is a master at painting God with his own personality. You hear me? He'll try and convey and paint the Lord with his own characteristics. Question number 2. When will sinners be cast into hellfire?